the weekend? Fuck it. My sister's wedding? Fuck it. There's ice cream in the house? Fuck it. Why do you keep wearing out the fuck it button? So do you keep pressing the fuck it button when it comes to your diet? Something's happening, you have an event, you have a wedding, you have ice cream or chocolate in the house, and you go, fuck it. And is your fuck it button completely worn out? If the answer is yes, let's find out why. So if you're constantly saying fuck it when it comes to your diet, here are some things to consider that can stop you pressing that button. Number one, your education around food. Understanding that there aren't necessarily good or bad foods, there's just good or bad diets. And quantity and context matters. Sugar, a food that's massively demonized and should probably be restricted, might save your life if you're a type 1 diabetic. Almonds, which can be a really healthy source of monounsaturated fat, can kill you if you have a nut allergy. Understanding that it's all about education when it comes to food so that you're not pressing the fuck it button. There aren't necessarily good or bad foods, there are good or bad diets. A bad diet is food and making food choices that's not helping you hit your end goal. A good diet is consistently making food choices that is helping you hit your end goal. When it comes to education around food, realizing that certain foods might actually help you hit your end goal faster. The entire philosophy of flexible dieting is based on this. Flexible dieting is where you eat mostly clean during the day and you leave some calories at the end of the day so that you can have some chocolate or some beer or some ice cream, and that's keeping you in a deficit to help you hit a fat loss goal. Education matters. Context matters. And knowing that can stop you pressing the fuck it button. The next thing to consider is, what are your triggers? And I tend to break triggers into two parts: trigger foods and trigger moments. Trigger foods are the foods that you really struggle to control if you don't get the portion size right. For me, it's chocolate. I don't have a sweet tooth, I've got sweet teeth. I struggle to have 1 bar because I want 10. And because I know that, I try and limit my chocolate intake because I very rarely overeat broccoli. So understanding that there's certain trigger foods that you have that you're going to struggle with. Another one for me is almond butter. Almond butter, particularly like the Meridian one, is like the heroin of the nut butter world. It's so good. But it's a massive trigger for me. I have to buy the big tub and put it into small tubs because I'll just sit there and eat the whole thing. It's a trigger food for me. And I will regularly press the fuck it button with it. Which brings me on to trigger moments. What happened right before the moment where you pressed the fuck it button? Did you have a fight with your partner? Did your boss yell at you? Did something go wrong? Did somebody call you a name? Are you just feeling tired because you haven't slept? What happened in the previous moment or what happened in the previous day that made you press that fuck it button? Identifying that and understanding that is key because you can put systems in place to stop it happening again. Or if you know that every time your boss shouts at you, you want to bury your head in a tub of ice cream, you can build systems around that can stop you doing it and pressing the fuck it button. And then the last one is having no end goal. Of course you're going to press the fuck it button on your diet if you're not working towards anything. Set yourself a goal. Sign up to a program. Work with a coach. Work with a trainer. So set the goal and work towards it. So ask yourself, what do you need to consider to stop you pressing that fuck it button? Is it an education issue? Is it a trigger issue? Is it not having a goal issue? So what are your thoughts? Have you pressed the fuck it button recently? What are your strategies for dealing with it? What are your tactics, your tips or tricks? Comment below and I'll be checking them out at the end of this video. And as always, if you like what you see, be sure to hit that subscribe and follow button for videos coming each and every week.